Hello, everyone. So today I have my first Tamarang build for the new For Rent pack. I know what you're thinking. This is not Tamarang. And it's not, you're right. I started this build in a base game world. I just blanked and can't remember what one. And I did that because I didn't have early access, so I wanted to start this build so I could have it up for you today because I have a full-time job besides doing this, so I don't have the option of being able to work on this all day. And yes, I debated about just taking the day off, but I didn't, so I just went ahead and I built a couple of kind of like shells in different worlds, and then I'll be moving them in. So I have another one that I'm actually going to try to get up this weekend for you guys as kind of a special. So look out for that. And then next week I have a cottage living townhome build that I'll be putting up on Tuesday. So that's coming as well. So with this home, I decided to make it into 2 apartments. And I wanted these to be, definitely starter apartments, but also the whole home is a starter home. And here's why. I didn't furnish it. At some point during the build, I was working on some landscaping, and I just kept getting excited about the idea of furnishing this house with all the new stuff. And then I thought, you guys will probably be just as excited as I am to furnish this. So I left it unfurnished, and you can furnish it. If you like this, let me know in the comments below. I will do more of these that are just, I guess, floor plans. They're not really shells because the layout inside is done. I have wallpaper, flooring, all of that's done. So it's really just an empty house. So I don't know if I want to call it a shell. But everything's there. I did not put kitchens in. I didn't put bathrooms in. So you can pretty much do whatever you want with this. I will be going back at some point and furnishing this. I do want to play in this build. And yeah, so I may be doing that sooner than later. If I do, you'll see those pictures on Instagram. You can follow me at BuildingSimsYT at Instagram and Threads. I actually believe I have those linked down below in the description. So if you're interested in that, you can find those there. Okay, so the other thing I did, as you can see, we moved into the new world, is now I'm just kind of going through and adding in all the new items so it fits into this world well. Here I'm putting in like a utility room so you can put in the new water heater and electrical. I do put in some items in this build that are not in the uploaded version, and the reason for that is I wanted to keep it under the 20,000 simoleons mark, so that you could just move into this immediately and rent out one of these apartments, just to make it easier for you guys. It won't be a rags to riches, but maybe you inherited this empty house. There's lots of stories that could go with this. So that's kind of what I did. So you'll see even mail, like I put in mailboxes in a spot, mostly just to make sure they fit, and then took them out when I realized it was a little more expensive than I wanted this build to be, being that there's only one apartment that has 2 bedrooms. The upper does have 2. So you could move into that one with 2 Sims and have more than enough to buy this home. But 1 Sim should be able to afford it as well. So the other thing is I put this kind of paneling on the outside thinking, oh, that might be cute. That changes. I end up not liking it all. It actually changes a couple times. Same thing with like the roof. I go through and recolor quite a bit of this. I think it was just, I was so excited to do this. And I didn't have time to go through the catalog, on my own. Sometimes, actually almost every time, I'll take a look at the catalog before I start building. But I did this on my lunch hour yesterday. And yeah, I just didn't have time. I just wanted to get it done. So I did everything in Tamarite on my lunch hour, not the entire build. As I said, the shells were done earlier. Or at least I think I said that. So the other thing with this build is, as I was building it, I had a thought that would be kind of fun if I do more of these shells, because I've done a couple now, to possibly after the new year start doing some weekend streaming. It'll just be like one day on the weekend, maybe a Saturday or Sunday. And, I could, decorate these shells I've been working on or something. It's an idea. If you guys like that idea, let me know in the comments below. It's definitely not something I can do currently, but hopefully in the new year, I'll be able to look into doing that. So here you can see I've changed the color of everything. And a lot of it is, it just wasn't working with that blue roof. I absolutely love that blue roof, and I will be using it in another build. But this one just didn't, the vibes weren't there for it. So that's why I went ahead and changed that out. All right, so now just kind of looking everything over. As you can see, I did remove some of the stuff in the backyard because I started looking at how much the house cost. And then I went in and I'd been working with some debug already and went into more debug in a little bit and just kind of started putting in some things. The other thing you can see is I did want to make sure something would fit in well, the table, the marbles, the hopscotch. And those do go away. They're not in the uploaded version. And again, that's to keep costs down, but I wanted to make sure they fit somewhere in the build, because from what I'm seeing, that hopscotch is like great for the value of your apartments. It just is. So that's awesome. And now I'm just kind of going through and putting all the greenery in. You can find this in debug, or if you have island living. I think that's really what they used mostly, was the island living stuff. So there are a few new plants in debug. If you don't know how to get to that, you got to use the cheat code, and then it's live-edit-objects and bb.showhiddenobjects. I'll put those down below. All right, we're coming up to the end of the build here, and we can take a look at what the finished product looks like. Alright, I do hope you enjoyed this build. I had a lot of fun building it. And again, let me know in the comments if you want me to do more of these empty home builds. Alright, you guys have a wonderful day. Bye now.